Hi everyone. I want to test two germination methods for this baby cabbage that I bought. We really enjoy cabbage and I thought I'd give it a go in hydroponics. So I'm going to test two methods of germination, the one being this rock wool that you can get from your local hydroponic shop. I'm already growing quite a few things in the rock wool. The other germination method that I read up about is just the normal paper towel method. Both seem to be doing the job quite well, so I just want to test it for myself. I've soaked my rock wool in some rainwater. I just chuck them in there to get a nice soak. They've been soaking for about 10 minutes at this stage. So I'm going to take 4 of these cubes out. I got this transparent plastic dish from my local plastic store. So I'm just going to place the paper towel in there and spray it with rainwater. This is clean rainwater, there's no nutrients added. So it's just water that I got from my tank outside. These seeds are quite small, so I just use a piece of paper to put the seeds on. So I'm going to pour the seeds onto the paper, take them out of the packet, pour them onto the paper, and then start putting them into the rock wool and the paper towel. Yeah, I have my rock wool and my paper towel ready. You can see my rock wool is nice and damp after soaking in the rainwater. It's just the normal cubes with a hole at the top. So I'm going to stick 1 seed per hole and then the rest of the seeds onto the paper towel. Since it's difficult to pick these seeds up by hand, I'm just going to use a toothpick and wet the tip a little bit to put the seeds into the rock wool holes. So I'm just wetting it using the damp rock wool, and then the seed sticks nicely to the toothpick and I just drop it into the hole one by one. Now that all 4 rock wool cubes has a seed in them, I'm going to place the rest of the seeds onto the paper towel. I'm just going to use my hands for this. There we go. All the seeds, there's 5 seeds that I placed onto the paper towel. So I'm just going to cover the paper towel with another piece and also wet it just so it can grow under there. So the rock wool I'm just going to leave as is with the holes open at the top, where with the paper towel I'm going to put another one on top and just wet it with my rainwater. I made it nice and wet, but not too wet because the lid's going to be on, so I'm probably not going to wet it again in the next week. So it should stay nice and humid inside the container while the seeds germinate. I'm going to put this lid on and just leave it like that and then put it into my propagation container that I have outside. So here's my container. I have 2 lights in there just for some heat for the seeds to germinate. I already have some seeds going in there. So I'm going to place my cabbage in here in the open space and then we'll see what happens. Right, my seed box is in the big container and I'll switch the lights on to create nice humidity. So I'll come back in 1 week and then we'll see which method worked better. Okay, it's 1 week later and as you can see the seeds in the rock wool germinated nicely. It looks like all 4 has germinated, which is really a good sign. So I think with the light it also helped to once they germinated, these have been growing quite nicely. I'm quite happy with this after 1 week of growing them. I can see some life under the paper towel as well. So you just make sure that you remove this carefully. I actually prefer the rock wool because you don't risk damaging the roots or the actual plant. So you can see here it looks like all 5 seeds germinated as well, and we have 5 small seedlings here, which is great. So out of all the seeds I planted, every single one germinated. So which means that either way, you can use either way for germination. I actually prefer the rock wool as mentioned. You can see here that the seedlings in the rock wool is quite a bit bigger, but that's most likely due to the fact that the lights were on. So once they germinated, the seedlings received some lights from, in the rock wool, and that's why they're bigger. And the ones that was under the paper towel are a bit smaller. Overall, I'm happy with this experiment. I'll continue using rock wool to germinate my seeds, as you can just place the rock wool with the seedling into a net cup and then into your hydro growing system. And that brings me to the end of this video. Cheers for now.